heretic. First thou offendeth the Godmother, and now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great Lord. I am the Dark Sun, Gwyndolin. Let the atonement for thy felonies commenceth.
So Gwyndolin's fight's a big gimmick. You're in what's almost an infinite hallway. It's not technically infinite. There is an end. Though it takes like 15 minutes to run to the end or something. This is a little tricky. Oh, damn it. I did a lot of damage even though I have the crest shield. I'm dead. Son of a bitch. That was so fast. So yeah, Gwyndolин's a gimmick fight. It's all about getting to him. Getting as close as possible and then doing the damage. Look at his creepy legs. So now we're going to see where I get spit out at, and exactly as predicted, I'm at the start of Anor Londo rather than the Darkmoon Tomb, even though I never came to this bonfire. It's bullshit. Let's see what happens when I use a homeward bone. Hopefully I get sent to Firelink. God damn it. God, this is something they should have changed. This is such a pain in the ass. And really my big mistake is that I killed the Firekeeper. I shouldn't have killed her. I shouldn't have gone that way. If you can get past her and get to Gwyndolin while keeping her alive, I think you can mitigate this problem. But son of a bitch. So this is going to take a whole long time, so let's just cut the footage of this, the worst boss run ever. Jesus Christ. Okay, I have figured out the ultimate boss run strategy for this bullshit. And it involves cheating. Because I'm playing on PS4, I have the ability to just upload my save data to PlayStation Plus Cloud. So if I fuck up and die, god damn it, that one goes through the wall. I can just reload that save data to right before the boss fight. Pick that up. So you can kind of see how this is going to be arrows. Like I was saying, you can kind of see what his strategy is. He telegraphs it a little bit. That did a lot of damage. So now we drink. And we run. Arrows. After a while, you just kind of recognize what attack it's going to be. This is the big one. Fuck. Drink. And he's gone. Into round 3. This is the big one, I think. That's the little ones. Little ones. Big one. I got one in. Drink. I have so much Estus, I might as well top off. I would prefer him to do the arrows or the big one. Arrows are great. He's let me serpentine and gain a lot of ground. Get that stamina back. Ah, you bastard. Ah, Gwyndolin, you're such a pain. This is one of the more annoying fights, and it's super optional, obviously. You never have to do this. And there's actually a good question about whether or not this fight actually technically happens in Dark Souls lore. There's some thought that this fight is not canonical. And he's done.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark. An eternal curse upon thee.
And the hallway's kind of back to normal now. It's a big hallway for sure, but not as big as he made it look. The soul of Gwyndolin. We just killed one of the lords. Need to turn in that Firekeeper soul. Soul of Dark Moon Gwyndolin, god of the dark sun and guardian of deserted Anor Londo. Special beings have special souls. Use the soul of Gwyn's last born to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. He can actually make, I think, a couple really cool weapons. I think you can make a catalyst out of it. You can also make, whoops, didn't mean to drink, but that's fine. You can also make a really cool bow, the bow that he was using. So this is Gwyn's tomb. Obviously, Gwyn's not technically here. We heard that he might be here, but he's not. So let's check this out. This chest, I think, is empty. Maybe, maybe not. It's empty. I think there's a condition to where that's not empty, but I can't remember what it is. There are flowers up there, it looks like. This is the Miracle Sunlight Blade. That's a cool-ass miracle. And I think this is the Firekeeper set. Yep, brass helm. All the brass stuff. So let's look at the miracle first. Miracle wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn. Boost right weapon with rays of sun. The power of sunlight manifested as lightning is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. And the set... Armor of the Dark Moon Nightess, that's her name. Firekeeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwendolyn at the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, became a Blade of the Dark Moon, and assumed the flame-keeping duty. She received this armor, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. So yeah, they're all pretty much the same. So she's hideous because she's a Firekeeper. As a Firekeeper, she's being gnawed by infinite humanity. So she probably wasn't doing too well. But she wears the brass armor. And she was human. She, taking all that humanity and taking up the duty of keeping Anor Londo's bonfire. So I guess Gwendolyn was just like recruiting any badass he could that would come through here. So maybe we have to get Gwendolyn's armor set to like get even more lowdown on who he is. Gwendolyn being... I'm trying to remember why this is. Hopefully, like, if I get to where his armor is, we get like more of a detailed and accurate explanation than what I'm about to say. But I think because Gwendolyn's like, whenever he was born, he was supposed to like line up with the moon. He's the god of the Lord of the Dark Sun, aka the moon. So I level up here. We already got Vit to 15. I'm gonna try to go for like, I don't know, 35 faith. And let's head back to Firelink, actually. There's something at Firelink that we haven't put on video yet. Anyway, so like, Gwendolyn corresponds with the moon, and I guess the moon was supposed to like signify feminence or something. Like, he was supposed to be born a girl, but they ended up having a boy. So, dress him up like a girl. So Gwendolyn is very feminine, and his robes are very feminine. That's why the first time I ever went down there into the Tomb of the Dark Moon, or rather like the, whatever the fuck it's called, Gwyn's Tomb, Dark Moon Base, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But there's a great message right in front of the door that said amazing trap ahead. That's the joke. The joke is that Gwendolyn's a trap. Don't mess up this jump. Okay, thank God. It's been a long time since we've been over here. Something changed. It's Dummel. Remember Dummel? We met him down in Blighttown. And he moves over here. He doesn't go to Firelink proper over there. He, like, takes up shop here.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
So he has some stuff for sale. I'm buying the Master Key. So this is the starting gift Master Key, which at this point is basically useless unless you're planning for New Game Plus, which I am, even though that won't be on camera. But I would like it. I think I will have to play a good, decent amount of the game in New Game Plus if I want to platinum it. So he's still got the crystal stuff. He's still got his arrows, but his armor has changed. He has his stuff still, but he starts carrying boss armor. So here's the Iron Golem stuff. Body of the Iron Golem, guardian of the ancient Sin's fortress, slayer of heroes who ventured forth to Anor Londo. Without its core, it is a mere hunk of iron, and can be equipped as a solid protective gear, but its immense weight hinders stamina recovery. So presumably after Tarkus and I kicked that thing's ass and took the core, he just went up there and took it for himself. Now he's selling it. He's got Smo stuff. This would be Ornstein stuff had I killed Ornstein last. And there's Gwendolyn stuff. This is one of my favorite sets in the game. Like, one of my favorite builds involves wearing it. Robe of the Dark Sun Gwendolyn, protector of the forsaken city of Anor Londo. The power of the moon was strong in Gwendolyn, and thus he was raised as a daughter. His magic garb is silk thin, and hardly provides any physical defense. But it looks fancy, doesn't it? And it comes with this really cool crown. Love it. It is one of my favorites.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
I talk to him again, see if he has any, like, advice.
I suppose. I'm afraid.
Oh, darn it. Come on.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. Come back. No, they'll...
Alright, bye, Dommel. Fuck going back to Firelink the hard way. She's a homeward bone. This might send me back to the Darkmoon tomb, though. Yeah, that's goofy. Well, actually, that's perfectly fine. Because there's some more stuff to do here in Anor Londo. I said that there were, when we left, I said there were like a couple optional things going on in Anor Londo. That was one of them, was to get rid of Guinevere and fight Gwendolyn. Now there are actually like multiple of ways that you can do this. And Gwendolyn has unique dialogue depending on like what you do, what order you do it in. So obviously you can enter that fog door without ever having hurt Guinevere, the image illusion of Guinevere, because it's not really her. Check this out. So these dudes were real. They were not an illusion. They're still here because they got to do their job. They have one job. We never did go down here. We went through the top rafters where I walked on all that bullshit and fell off when Casual invaded me. But we never did come down here. I've been saving it. Screw you guys. Ah, they're ganging up on me. Oh, that wasn't smart. There we go. Drink up. This guy comes and stabs me. I would like one of you to drop your weapon. Hopefully that guy did. That was weird. That was really weird. Weapon? Nope. Throwing knife. So, where was I? Right. The, like, order of things you can do with Gwendolyn. I've never done it, but I obviously assume that you can go in there and fight Gwendolyn before doing Ornstein Smoke, I would think. Which I'm not sure how that changes the contacts. I don't know if, like, killing him immediately turns it to nighttime. I actually don't know. Admittedly, I don't know. I always would just do Ornstein Smoke first. I think it makes a lot more sense to do Ornstein and Smoke first. He also has unique dialogue if you enter that room or, I think, kill Guinevere's illusion as a member of his covenant, as a Blade of the Darkmoon, which I almost was, but I just left the covenant right before by joining the Dark Wraiths. But he says something along the lines of, like, calling you a traitor, and how could a Blade of the Darkmoon do something like that? And it immediately breaks the covenant. Alright, here's that item I knocked down by cutting down the chandelier. It's Great Magic Weapon. It's a cool sorcery. Sorcery which improves upon magic weapon. High magic augmentation on the right hand weapon. At Vinheim Dragon School, only magic swordsmen on special orders are allowed to learn this spell, which grants powerful augmentation to various weapons. I can actually use it. It requires 15 intelligence. So dumb that I had to raise my intelligence up just to talk to Logan. I think you're the last dude. Weapon, weapon? Nope, throwing knife. So there's a question about like how many people people who tried for Anor Londo and went into Sin's Fortress, how many of them actually ended up making it It doesn't look like King Rendell and the Balder Knights really did, although that one Balder Knight did become a Blade of the Dark Moon, so maybe. Also, we found some mimics that might have once been like part of that crew. But guess who did make it to Anor Londo? Tarkus. So presumably, like, one way to interpret this is like, this is Tarkus's corpse. And like, time's convoluted, so Tarkus from the past helped me fight the Iron Golem or whatever. But one way to interpret this is that like, Tarkus was such a big badass that he totally did it. He beat Sen's Fortress, he made it Anor Londo. And then he fell off these scaffoldings because like, navigating that stuff doesn't have anything to do with being a big badass like Tarkus. So sadly, he fell to his death in this room. So check out this rad painting. I can examine it. The guys in this room had one job, and that was to guard this thing. The Painted World of Ariamis. This is a cool zone. There's nothing behind me. That's a death drop right there. So the thing about the Painted World is that once you're in it, you cannot leave. Even though I have the Lord Vessel and I can warp, when I find a bonfire, I cannot leave the Painted World. I have to beat it. It is a self-contained level. And even to this day, this is my own fault. I still don't know the full details about the Painted World and what it represents. I know some things, but there's been more revealed that I still don't understand in Dark Souls 3, even though I played the bit that relates to it. I still don't know everything. So let me warp. Yeah, this bonfire is cut off from the others. Cannot warp. So you gotta beat it. Once you're in here, you're stuck. And the only way to get in here is to have the peculiar doll on you, which I picked up at the Northern Undead Asylum when I went back the second time. Let's see, can't level up, can't really do anything. Just gotta play the level. And yeah, there are gonna be some ravens in this area. Now I'm a bit strong for these dudes. You know what I never did, and I kind of regret doing now, but it's not gonna hurt me too much, is I never went to Andre to give him that kick-ass ember so I get a plus 15 weapon. But that's okay. This place is kind of tuned for, like, on the assumption that the player might come here before ever fighting Ornstein and Smo. So it's kind of tuned like that. You can totally do this level while on your way of, like, navigating Anor Londo. I just intentionally skipped it. What's up? The other thing about this place is, well, I could be wrong about this, but I think, like, there's speculation, maybe confirmation, that this is, like, the first area of Dark Souls that was, like, developed. Because this place kind of seems like a, like, testing grounds. And more accurately, is that it looks a lot like a Demon's Souls level. And boy does it, it's intentionally Demon's Soulsy. So this guy's gross. And he has a gimmick. And I'm gonna let myself get hit by that gimmick in a minute. Well, it might not happen on this backstab. Yeah. Well, I guess that maybe mitigates it. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't close enough. We'll see it on the next one for sure. Let's go up here. We got more hollows. A lot of hollows in this level. This is also the only area in the game that is, like, completely cut off from Lordran, with the exception of the very end of the game, where that altar was that Kath took us to. Also, here's this new enemy. These things have great butts. That's, like, one of the things they're famous for. And they're really, really strong. Don't get hit by this. Fuck, I tried to avoid it. I might be dead. Maybe not. No, I'm still barely alive. Drink. I might get hit by it again. Fuck. This attack's so strong. Look at that great butt. So I'm going to try to back up and create some distance here. These things are really strong. Drink. Tried to do it through the wall that time. There we go, one down. That simplifies things greatly. Ah, still alive, huh? Just get to the complete other side so I don't get hit by that attack again. Very good. I should have probably kindled that bonfire. If I die, I will go back and do that. These things are just the worst. And you can see more of them on top of that tower and over there on that building. You can shoot them and get them to come over here with like a bow, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm kind of used to fighting them, to be honest, because they have an additional use. These the bird enemies, they drop souvenirs of reprisal. So if you're having trouble getting souvenirs for the Dark Moon Covenant from like invading, or just if you're playing the game offline, or you're just having trouble finding connections to other players back when the game was really inactive, then you could come in here and farm them. But they are tough enemies, so it takes a while. Alright, let's get hit by the gimmick. The gimmick is they fucking toxic you like bastards. So they pop like freaking zits or something the second you kill them. And they spray out toxic. If you're far enough away, it won't get you. But damn is it annoying. So let's put the blooming purple moss clump on my wheel. Soul of a Proud Knight. I was actually considering upgrading the Silver Knight spear just for this area because it has such a great range and it can come in handy against those assholes. But I think I'll do fine. I have enough recovery items to where it shouldn't be a problem. I forgot to get this item. This item that's on this platform up here. That's the reason you're supposed to go up to the roof. Alright, let's get that now. Here we go. Hope this is worth it. Twin Humanities, that's fine. This feeds out into here. We got white rats in this zone. Why are they white? I don't really know. They have like mohawks too. Oh, he dodged. He has rat moves. This area is such a pain. So hopefully me being a little over level for it will mitigate that. See, a lot of birds, a lot of ravens. Guy shooting a bow and arrow at me. That guy's also a trap, I know so for sure. They want you to like go kill him right away, and it's not worth it. And I'm toxic. Just use that. Actually, you know what's really good for fighting them? My miracles. Drink. You know what? I should put on my good ring. What am I doing? Still have that Abyss Walker ring on. There it is. That'll make sure those lightning spears kill them in one. Still need to get rid of this dude though. Oh, this was a trap, yeah. Also, one more of these guys drops from the ceiling or something. There we go. Kills in one. Perfect. There's an item there. Let's see. I think I know how you get to that. Not gonna force it here. You got stuff up here, maybe? Oh, look at this guy. Ah, that's bullshit. That should have counted. Soul item. That was a trap. Look at that gross shit. That's another one of those undead dragons. I think the second of two. I think those are the only ones in the game. Alright, let's see if I can't jump onto this. I think you can make this jump. There we go. Soul of a Brave Warrior. Should be something over here too. Saw that item poking out. Egg Vermifuge. That's a new one. I'm glad I got this. I can use this to do a cool thing. Bitter Sour Chestnut removes parasitic egg from body. The egg bearers have chosen to serve the flame of chaos, and the egg symbolize this selfless choice. Naturally, these chestnuts are forbidden, but are allowed under special circumstances. So, you know those gross guys over by the Fair Lady, the dudes with the eggs on their back, like Angie? Yeah, they can implant eggs on you. Look at this hollow over to the right. Who died here? This son of a bitch. Bye. I want to see this blood stain. What killed you? Was it that hollow? Really? This game does such a bad job of like loading in blood stains. Son of a bitch. Or was it something else that did it? Yeah, these are more rats making noise. Causing trouble in my neighborhood. Oh, a chest. This is real. Is this what I think it is? Yeah, there's their set. The painted guardian stuff. The enemies themselves can still drop the weapons, but this is where you get their set. Robe worn by alabaster-clothed guardians, the paintings in Anor Londo offers substantial protection versus magic. They have guarded the great paintings of Ariamis for ages, passing their duty down through the generations. But the reason for doing so passed from all memory long ago. So we don't know why they're guarding the painted world, or why there even is a painted world just yet. I can take a guess, but it probably isn't going to be a very accurate one. Again, the Dark Souls 3 stuff messed me up to where it's like, I'm even more confused now. Who is making all that noise? Someone's alive around here. They are not happy. Actually, it might just be more rats that are somewhere in this building that I can't see yet. Okay. So we haven't gotten this way just yet. What do you say we take care of this dude right about now? See his freaking wing just fall off? That's great. So got a soul item. And got a blood shield. We'll read that later. As I run away like a coward. So I'm going to cheese him out like I did the first one of these guys. I don't think he can get me from here. I guess we'll find out. Can he get me? Yeah, he can. Oh, and that's toxic too. What a bastard. But it doesn't do enough to actually get me with the status effect from here. Oh, out of regular lightning spears. Over to the great ones. Sorry about that, bro. I didn't even get a chance to talk about his cool thing. That enemy type is the source of like a really famous quote from the director, from President Miyazaki, about how this is a really like famous story, so I'm only going to be able to give like a brief anecdotal retelling of it. Also, check out this bug. This is his butt. When he ran down here, he like separated from his lower half, and it just remains here forever. But there's a really famous bug where if I do the jumping attack, it stands up, and it creates a pseudo shortcut onto this bridge. That way is actually to the end of the level, and you have to go through the bottom half. But taking this way and doing the jumping attack on his butt lets you like circumvent half of it. It's really dumb. But we have a lot more level to explore. Anyway, the famous like story was that when Dark Souls was being designed, there was like a younger team member who was like in charge of creating that enemy or whatever. And I think he was like doing the art design for it. And the thing that he ultimately showed Miyazaki was like this real grotesque dragon that had, you know, maggots and was all fetid and gross. It was the worst. And Miyazaki hated it. He was like, no, I redo it. And he said something along the lines of like, this dragon has no dignity. And it's like, it's not about making a gross thing. It's about making something that's like a gross, or it's, I'm really gonna like make this quote up now. It's about like making something that used to have honor, that it should invoke a feeling that you're almost sorry that like such a great being was reduced to what it is now. So they had to redo it and make it look like more how it ultimately came out. I think they kind of nailed it a little bit. Well, bye. Ironically, they cannot fly back up. Also, it died? I guess that's enough falling damage to kill that. Fuck off. I'm gonna go. Bye. Is it gonna kill itself doing that? Yep. Here comes another one. If I get lucky, he'll fall off like trying to get to me. That can happen too. Just like that.